Hello, everyone. On this occasion, I will explain my experience and perspective regarding how to maintain academic integrity for writing in the era of AI. So, as you can see here, there is generative artificial intelligence. What is it? Actually, this AI focusing on generating contents like ChatGPT, Gemini, and it heavily disrupts human life. As you can see from the figure here, many of the jobs are affected by generative AI. Some of them have been like mostly replaced, some of them is like heavily disrupted, and some of them are just like insulated. But still, generative AI have huge impact to our life. So this is the current view of generative AI. So I did a manual observation toward nearly 4,000 social media news and scholarly publications. And in general, generative AI is perceived as positive disruption. The benefits, one of the benefits is like productivity, and the drawbacks is more like over-reliance and misuses. It is important to note that generative AI will become better over time. So why? Because the number of data, the amount of data that we have per year become bigger and bigger. So you can see the graph here. And basically, we can say that for one day, the world can generate 402 million terabytes. It is substantial improvement over the years, as you can see in the figure. And basically, these data are knowledge source for generative AI. So it is expected that they will become smarter and smarter. Now we'll start discussing about AI for academic writing. So generally, we will have like three purposes. The first one is like translating, second one is writing, and the third one is paraphrasing. And for academic writing, usually we will have like two benefits. The first one, of course, is about the fluency, and the second one is about efficiency. So you do not need to write it from scratch. But there are like several drawbacks. The first one is incorrectness. Of course, the results are not always true. And the second one, the results are somewhat predicted. So there are some patterns of the results, making it less unique compared to other works. So let's see what about the regulations of AI in academic writing. So generally, some academic publishers allow the use of AI so long as it is acknowledged. Some only allow for improving the quality of writing and images, not generating those from scratch. And some do not require acknowledgement if AI is only used for improving the quality of writing. But in general, users are responsible with any AI-generated contents they use. And lastly, AI should not be in the author list. And this is my institution regulation about AI. So not using AI in completing assessments, quizzes, exams, projects, case studies, lab works, or thesis unless explicitly permitted. Second one, only use AI as a tool to help complete academic activities and explicitly stating the use and the contribution, understanding, validating, and being responsible for every result of AI. And in writing scientific papers, written works, and digital works like images, only use AI to improve quality, not to create the works. If involved in the development and or the use of AI, must follow the regulations of all parties involved and must develop and use it responsibly based on applicable regulations. And we need to be aware that AI improves work productivity. So we conducted three controlled experiments on student completing assessment. So we have control group and intervention group, and basically the intervention groups employed ChatGPT. We have the same result. Students with ChatGPT could complete the assessments faster while having comparable marks. You can see the references below if you are interested with the study. And the next one, AI generated contents are predictable. Why? Because it is based on existing sources. So of course, the output is predicted. For example, generated code tends to be complex, looks like written by professionals because there are more code written by professional than for novice in the wild. And the next one, for generated essays, usually it tends to be more structured, longer, and section. So you can see also my publication related to that at the bottom. So this is general remarks about using AI in academic writing. So first, of course, check the regulations of the academic publishers. Second, it is preferred not to copy the whole solution generated by AI. It's better if you can paraphrase it, write it on your own way. Treat AI as an assistant, not a supervisor, which means you know better than them. And always check any facts provided by AI. So the next one is like how we can educate students about this. So in my experience, usually for early technical courses, I only encourage students to use AI for learning course materials, not completing assessments. But for other courses, I can use AI for all things, including completing assessments. And also for our institution, we employ e-strange to inform students about academic integrity. Basically, it is like Moodle that report potential AI-assisted submissions and highly similar submissions. For early technical courses, so AI, as I said before, can only be used for learning course materials, and students are expected to solve assessment tasks on their own. Why? Because it can promote student self-confidence in problem solving. And of course, it can prevent over-reliance. Another benefit is also strong foundations about the basic concepts of the discipline, especially if the concept require multiple small exercises to master, like computing, programming, engineering, and math. And for advanced courses, so I usually encourage the use of AI in both learning course materials and completing assessments. Why? Because students need to know how to use that well so that they can compete well in the industries. The procedure is somewhat similar to that of early courses, except that no penalties are given to the use of AI. And usually for these courses, the assessments are higher order thinking assessments. This is my case studies about integrating AI in the assessments. Yeah, of course, if I forbid students to use AI, then it is easier just prevent them to use that and penalize any cases related to that. But how about integrating AI in the assessment? Because it can be like somehow tricky. So first case is like I taught machine intelligence and asked the students to use AI in all assessments. So my rule is like they could only ask the tutors if they could not get any help from AI. So they need to search first from the AI. And if they cannot get the answer, then after that, they can ask the tutors. And if the tutors cannot provide the answer, then they can ask me. Why? So that students can learn how to interact with generative AI. Of course, in here, we need the students to be more reflective about their actions. So they are expected to acknowledge how much of their work is aided with AI and how much they can understand the help of AI. It is basically self-assessment about their competence, possibly improving their learning skills. The next case is when I taught English for IT and asked the students to use AI in some of the assessments. So it is not all assessments, but some assessments. For what? So they could experience the benefits and the drawbacks of using AI. And in some assessments, I intentionally asked the students to verify any facts generated by AI. For example, I have several assessments asking the SWOT analysis, and also benefits of a product, then they need to verify whether it's like true or not. And the third case is currently employed for this semester. So I'm teaching big data and data analysis for management students. And a live demo about AI or using generative AI is conducted at the beginning of the semester. And I encourage them to use AI in completing programming assessments. Why? Because, yeah, of course, being able to code is not part of their expected competencies, and I want them to learn faster. And there are several notes for instructors. So it is important to explain your expectation regarding the use of AI at the beginning of the course. And in this era, students should know the reasons behind any kind of expectation. So it is not possible just say that, oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. You need to explain why you cannot do this and why you cannot do that. And after that, usually they will have their own justifications and they will think, okay, it is acceptable or it is not. Okay, thank you.